reaction continues to pour in after the Holy Father released his reforms for the Vatican's bureaucracy. The document brings changes to the structure of the administration at the Holy See, known as the Roman Curia. Among the biggest moves, any Catholic layperson, man or woman, can now head a Vatican office. The reforms are set to take effect on June 5th, the Solemnity of Pentecost. Joining us now from Rome is Andreas Thonhauser, EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief. Andreas, thanks so much for joining us. Great to see you. Can you tell us a little bit more about the document and why it was released now?
Thank you, Tracy. Well, many were surprised here in Rome when the Vatican presented the new apostolic constitution last weekend without any prior notice, and at first only in Italian. This document has been in the making for years, and its final publication coincides with the 9th anniversary of Pope Francis's inauguration. It replaces the previous Pastor Bonus, the constitution which has been in place since 1988 and adapted by Pope Benedict XVI and then Pope Francis himself. This document will affect the Church not only here in Rome, but around the world. That is why there was a big surprise that there has been no information ahead of the publishing. Yesterday, on Monday, there was a virtual press conference presenting the document to the public.
And what are some of the specific changes, Andreas, and how will they affect the Catholic Church and its estimated 1.2 billion faithful?
Well, I would say there are three main things. The role of laypersons in church leadership, the focus on local bishops' conferences, and the emphasis on evangelization. Now, let me start with the laypersons. Although the current prefect of the Dicastery of Communication is not a member of the clergy, all other members of church leadership today are consecrated. The new constitution will open leadership position to lay women and men for the dicasterage, which will more or less replace congregations and pontifical councils. Secondly, there is a strong focus on local bishop conferences. Catholic News Agency has counted at least 50 times the mention of this term in the document. In general, the Constitution seeks to enhance the importance of local bishops' conferences and continental ones. This new focus on federalism is especially interesting in the light of the current developments in Germany. Bishops and other members of the synodal path there have recently voted on topics such as marriage, sexuality, and ordination, favoring a digression of current church teaching. However, the presenters of the new constitution were quick to clarify that what is established by an episcopal conference cannot contradict the universal magisterium. Otherwise, we're outside the ecclesial communion, they said at the presentation. And thirdly, two very important departments of church leadership will be united. The Congregation of Evangelization of the Peoples, formerly known as Propaganda Fide, and the Pontifical Council for Promoting the New Evangelization, hence the name of the document, Preach the Gospel. The Pope himself will preside over the newly formed Dicastery for Evangelization. This can be interpreted as a particular focus on outward-oriented evangelization, going towards the people. For anyone who wants to understand better what was changed and how, I recommend to read up on it on CatholicNewsAgency.com, where my colleague Courtney Maris put together a good overview on the changes.
And Andreas, before I let you go, I understand today is another Roman Nights event at the Vatican Bureau that's hosting it. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure, Tracy. I'm here at the Palazzo Orsini, a few meters away from the Tiber River in the center of Rome, at the invitation of the ambassador of the Order of Malta. We have a fantastic panel of speakers, including the Australian ambassador, the Superior General of the Legionaries of Christ, and an Italian businessman who's also part of the Papal Foundation Centesimus Annus. We'll discuss the topic of leadership and the Church. You see, this is very fitting with the new apostolic constitution we just discussed. The main questions for us will be, how do you become a good leader? What is good leadership? And what can we learn from the Church about leadership? We'll have a summary of the evening in next week's Vaticano show, and also the full discussion online on EWTN's social media channels.
Well, Andreas, thank you so much for your time today and speaking with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Tracy.